back today, guys, to the channel. Back here today with some brand new Forza Motorsport footage. Now, if you guys do own an Xbox, you probably were watching the Xbox Developer Direct stream yesterday. If you guys did miss it, I will leave the links found down below for you, but they had quite a bit of information on the latest and greatest coming from Turn 10 Studios. Now, I still believe in my heart of hearts that they should have called this game Forza Motorsport 8. I just feel like there was way more hype around it. I know they're trying to go back to the roots, but are they doing anything really groundbreaking to make it restart in the series, right? And where do they go from here? Do they do Forza Motorsport 2, 3, 4 in the next gen era? It's very interesting to me on how they're going about this, and it really does, ask the question, is this going to be the last Forza Motorsport and we just get, monthly updates for this game, or however many updates and stuff like that, expansions, new cars, new tracks? Because basically that's all we really need in a perfect world, is more tracks and more cars when the game becomes bland and dull. Now, the biggest thing though was the fact that we still have the Forza Arrow on this game. They really did mention building the game from ground up once again, which means they had to go through and painstakingly rebuild that Forza Arrow, probably for the rear and the front, with those canards that stick out on every single vehicle. Which, yeah, nobody asked the question, why are we doing the same spoiler again? I'm so sorry, I had to say it. I love Forza, I love everything that they're doing, the dedication and everything, but it just, the Forza Arrow, nobody likes the Forza Arrow, I feel like. Is it just me? Let me know in the comment section down below, but I definitely do not like the Forza Arrow that the game has been coming with for the last decade or so. I really do hope that it becomes a little bit different, maybe a different option for us, because obviously we only have one option for adjustable spoilers, and there's been many times where I just will not pick the wing because of the fact I don't like the way that it looks on the car. However though, in Forza's defense, they did say there was a huge amount of parts getting added into the game. Now, I don't know if they're counting that as Forza Arrow parts. Obviously we're going to have bumpers and skirts and stuff like that. The way that this game is going, it definitely looks promising. Obviously they're taking their time, they're taking their hard work and building it from the ground up like they've said, and that includes the audio, that includes the physics, and they did say that it's supposed to be better than, I think it was what, 5, 6, and 7 combined for the physics engine, I do believe is what was said. That's a pretty bold statement, so I'm expecting some big things from Forza Motorsport, and hopefully that will translate to the wheel as well too. That's obviously a big thing for a lot of people. 2023 now, everybody seems to be using a wheel nowadays, right? So if you're not, maybe this is the year that you might want to invest that hard-earned cash to maybe get yourself on the track, and obviously that will make the experience 10 times more fun no matter what game you're playing. Now, they did mention the car list as well too, saying 500 plus cars on launch, and I think they said what, 100 brand new to Forza Motorsport. Now, I was excited for a second, but then I thought to myself, we're probably just going to be getting vehicles from Forza Horizon brought over to Forza Motorsport. So my question is, how many new to Forza Motorsport / Forza Horizon cars are we going to be getting on launch, right? That would be the number that I would like to know. It will be very cool to see a lot of these vehicles find their place in Forza Motorsport that have already been used in Forza Horizon 5, but only time will tell on that. Now, they did also mention some tracks. They showed off the brand new South Africa track. Now, however, I would have liked to see the brand new Hakone track, because obviously that is set in Japan, and it does say it's a circuit. So originally I was excited because I thought maybe this will be replacing the legendary Fujimi Kaido, which we were all hoping to see in this trailer for today. And if you weren't even thinking about Fujimi Kaido, are you even a Forza fan out there, I feel like, right? Because that was a part of Forza since day one, and I really did think they were going to be redoing Fujimi Kaido for this massive re-release of the series. Now, mind you, it's not out yet. It could still happen, but there's other tracks as well too that really deserve a spot on this track roster that I hope make their way in. Tracks like we drifted way back in the day, Sunset Peninsula, Iberian Mini, right? All of those legendary tracks, they weren't even real tracks. And who knows, maybe they're trying to get away from that in general and just staying with the real life tracks where they can actually go out and laser scan and make pinpoint perfection tracks on, and that's very possible. It is a sad day though, because obviously, fans of Forza for so long have been really waiting. We've been waiting for Fujimi Kaido for so long. I still want to run that track to this day when I'm just bored on Forza Motorsport, right? So it is definitely something that I hope to see maybe as an expansion down the road or on launch day for this game. Now, another big thing that they did mention though was the fact that it's not going to be a spring release anymore on here. If you guys do remember, a couple months back they were promising about a 12-month span to have this game come out, which would have been, you know, right around summertime or so, and now we're looking like probably back to the original releases of the game. And to be honest with you, I didn't have my hopes up one bit for a game of Forza Motorsport's caliber coming out any sooner than right around Christmas time. Again, they probably had things that they wanted to have happen and it just never lined up, and that's okay. But I didn't have my hopes up. Hopefully you guys didn't, because there's been a lot of games that are just getting delay after delay. Obviously, Forza is in the finishing process of these final steps, it feels like. Obviously, we're already in January, the end of it. We're seeing gameplay, we're seeing them talk about it, which means they are on the finishing stretch, hopefully, and we should be seeing a finished product, you know, somewhere around November time is my guess on the whole situation. I'd love to know yours down below on it. But to wrap it up, basically though, we had brand new physics, brand new audio, hopefully brand new steering wheel support on there. We have 5 new tracks coming in. We have a bunch of new customizable options on here, hopefully including some new wheels this time as well. I'm sure they will. It's a brand new game. We're gonna get new wheels is my guess. Hopefully, what, around 50 new wheels or so maybe? I don't know if I'm just jumping the gun on these numbers, but I feel like Forza 7 had quite a few new wheels to hit the game when it did launch. I'm not exactly too sure the numbers offhand, but I do know that we had quite a few new wheels. Hopefully we get some new wide body kits, some additions to there. But you know, the gameplay though, let's talk a little bit about that. We've been going over just my thoughts and feelings on the game, but the gameplay itself though looks phenomenal. Obviously it always does with Forza Motorsport. That's what they do best, is the visualization of these games. You know, whether in replay mode. Now, one thing to note though quickly is the steering wheel in that room. If you guys missed that steering wheel, it's quite an old steering wheel, I do believe. So hopefully they're not using that to test out the game. I'm sure they're not. They got their big rigs that they use, but it was funny to see that older tech wheel in there, and it is really cool to see a behind the scenes on what the developers' desks actually look like. That was something as a kid that I always loved seeing on those demo disc books. You'd see people talking about the games, and they would be at their desk, and you would just see all the different action figures and posters and memorabilia that they would have from games. It was really cool to get a behind the scenes look at a lot of those things. Obviously, you know, I wanted to be a game developer for so long growing up as a kid, and then finally I was thankful enough to find a little spot in the gaming niche market to actually, you know, create a career off of, which was absolutely incredible to me, because obviously I wanted to be a part of the gaming industry in some sort of way, and I was able to find my own little way into it, which was fantastic, that I didn't have to end up putting in countless hours of coding and work on these games, because that is exactly what it comes down to, is seat time. Whether you're driving or coding, it's seat time on these games, and these guys definitely are doing a lot of it, and hopefully we are going to get that perfect Forza that we have been waiting for the last, what, 7 years, I think now? Has it been 5 or 7 years? It's been a long time, I know that. It's been quite some time since we've had Forza 7 drop, and it definitely looks like they've been hard at work. They did also mention a brand new single player mode with a kind of a progression on upgrading your car and customization. So hopefully we get that experience that we're wanting to actually build up our garage and not just be given a handful of cars and cash right off the rip, because I definitely want to have that grind and being back to really owning your vehicles exactly like GT does. I think Gran Turismo did a great job this year at really having your vehicles. The money is something where you have a little bit, but you can spend it very easily and you can blow through it very quickly. So you have to kind of manage, especially if you're not playing all the time, to earn cash. But I feel like they did a great job of just finding that happy medium. And I think Forza Motorsport will do the same if they don't just give us everything off the rip, right? Hopefully that is not the case, and I think they understand that now with this new single player that they're going to be pitching. I do love all the in-game cutscenes that they're showing us here with the gameplay. It's really cool to see that. However, right, they're still the same color cars. I would have liked to see the Camaro maybe a different color. They always show the orange Camaro, and maybe I'm just picky. I'm so sorry. But when I watch these, right, playing Forza for so long, we see the same cars for so long, right? right? So that's one of the biggest things. Obviously, there is a lot of different manufacturer colors on those Camaros, and they're nice colors. They really are nice. So I'm excited to be able to, you know, hear all these new cars. They did say all the audio has been reworked as well too, so we're gonna have those nice grumbly idles as well. We got the exhaust customization, turbos, superchargers, and obviously Forza always does those great, right? You can hear them, they sound fantastic. And a quick tidbit, the wall that he was just walking behind, I was actually there in the Forza headquarters, and I got a bunch of pictures of those walls. It is a piece of history in their Seattle office out there, and they have a really nice facility. I think all in all, to wrap it up though, I'm excited for the new tracks. I'm excited for the dirt, the debris, you know, the wear and tear on your vehicles as you're driving. I'm excited for the new damages as well too. Hopefully we get some brand new cars that we can all kind of relate to, and hopefully they do tailor a little bit of it to the drifters, to the drag racers, maybe to some of the toge drivers as well too, and really give us that true experience that the older Forzas were able to capture. Whether we were, you know, as I said, circuit racing, drifting, or drag racing, it felt like Forza had a home for everybody, as to where nowadays, you know, if you're a drifter, you kind of have to make your own home on the lobbies and such. And I really do hope that they bring back the old school creator lobbies where we can actually join public lobbies and not just the hopper styles, because that I think is where you really get to connect and meet new people when you're joining into their lobbies. I really like the way the GT7 does that as well too, where we can kind of search like-minded individuals that want to do what we do, rather than just joining in and, you know, just drifting endlessly, you know, lap after lap on different tracks. Obviously, it was great that they implemented that, but I think a lot of people have expressed quite a bit of opinion on having the, you know, the full created lobbies come back into the game, as well to, you know, seeing other disciplines on here as well. So hopefully we get the drag racing that potentially should be in here. I think if you guys remember, they had that whole drag racing setup where they were testing it, and it was supposed to go online, and it never actually did. So I don't know if we're going to have drag racing on the launch of Forza Motorsport, but I'm curious to see where they're at with that, because we had a full tree setup. It was a pretty cool, I guess, a beta setup that we had back in Forza 7. I know that they kind of tease it at the start with that little cutscene. I'm hoping it's going to be in there, but the game, no doubt, looks great, right? We're going to end off on a positive note for today. Obviously, this is just kind of a rant going through my thoughts on the brand new Forza Motorsport. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and what I will enjoy though is our 270 degree of rotation arms in the cockpit setting. I do believe that is also back for another round of Forza Motorsport. I'm excited for this game. I definitely am. I'd like to know your thoughts down below on what you want to see. My bet though is we're gonna have Team Blackjack coming back for the Hakone Toge session to start off our year on Forza Motorsport. Imagine that. They do a nice little cinematic drifting trailer like they did back in the day. Not gonna happen. I don't even think Team Blackjack is around anymore, but only the original Forza crew will remember those days of, you know, the good days of drifting down the mountain on Fujimi Kaido. It's something that I've stressed for so long. I really wanted it to be a part of this game, and right, there's still hope. There's still hope. Coming 2023, Forza Motorsport, Xbox Series X and S on the Game Pass and on Steam. Huge thanks for watching for today. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.